Well, hello all my YouTube friends, welcome back, or if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. Hi, my name is T and this is my channel, Crumpus Tea and Sewing. So today I want to share with you some of the things that I am revisiting, some of the dress patterns that I am revisiting, and also I want to give you like a mini vlog of some stuff that I have been working on. So I haven't done a vlog in a very long time. I want to say it's been about a year and a half. And so I thought that I would just go ahead and share with you some behind the scenes of some of the things that I'm working on right now, and also the upcoming things that I am planning to do with those patterns. So first I want to go ahead and talk about the dress that I made. It was about 2 years ago for a collaboration, and I made it with the beautiful Kira of the Island Socialist, and we did this lemon print collaboration where we took the same print and we made different items with them. And so as you can see, I'm wearing the lemon dress right now. So it is kind of the anniversary of this dress. And while I am working on a lemon print now, so you all remember, if you saw the video where I was talking about what I want to do for my next Fabric Mart blog post, that video actually features another lemon print that I'm going to be doing here pretty soon. So I wanted to go ahead and revisit this particular dress pattern because I really love the pattern. I made it several times. I made a version for myself as well as a version for my daughter. Actually, I made 2 versions for my daughter, and we really love this dress pattern. So I decided that I'm going to revisit this, and I'm not going to use the same pattern for the lemon print that I'm working on now, but I do want to make something with this dress pattern, and this pattern is the Simplicity S8872, and I'll put a few versions here up here so you can see what they look like. I really love this particular pattern. It has 4 different variations of this very loose fitting dress. You have different options that you can put on the neckline. So the neckline has a V neckline, and you have a facing for the front and the back. You also have different sleeve variations and different length variations. There's variations where you can actually put a ruffle at the bottom of the dress. So you could do a long dress with the ruffle, a midi length dress with a ruffle. You can also do a version where the neckline has ties, and that's one of the versions that I did, and that's I'll show you the detail of the tie of the particular dress that I'm wearing right now. You can even put pom-poms around the little neckline if you can get like a pom-pom string or whatever, and you can put that around the neckline as well. So it's a really nice, interesting pattern. The pattern comes in sizes, let's see, what are the pattern sizes here? So the pattern comes in sizes 4 to 20. The version that I have is size 12 to 20. And I cannot remember the size that I used for this particular pattern because I did it years ago. But anyway, I wanted to revisit that pattern. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the skirt out of this pattern. And then I am going to use the top portion out of the Butterick B6779, and I'm going to pop an image of that right here. I really love the button front detail as well as the V neckline. I just really love this, and it also has, I think it has inset sleeves. Yes, it has inset sleeves, and then you also have an option to do a belt as well. So I really like that particular pattern, and I like the idea of mashing up those two, the top and the bottom from both of those patterns. I'm not against the Butterick B6779 skirt. I actually purchased this particular pattern because I like that asymmetrical flounce, and in the future I will do that. But for this fall season, I really think that those two would complement one another if I use the bodice out of B6779 and the skirt out of Simplicity S8872. So those are some things that I am thinking about doing. I also want to revisit a pattern that I did a mock-up for about, I want to say about 3 or 4 months ago. It's the Butterick B6723, and I got frustrated with the top portion of the mock-up when I was doing the mock-up. and I kind of set it to the side and I forgot all about it. I really like this pattern. I specifically like version B that has the fuller skirt and also the ties on the sleeves. I think the reason why I was most frustrated with this particular pattern is because it has gathering up at the sleeve head, and I was trying to remove that gathering out of the sleeve head, and I couldn't get it as perfect as I wanted, and so I kind of set it to the side. And if I can remember correctly, the bodice portion of this particular pattern also needs to have a bust adjustment. And so I was just not feeling that at the moment. I just didn't want to do a bust adjustment. But I selected, I think, the size medium, and this pattern goes up to a 2XL. So it's an extra small and it goes up to 2XL. And I selected the extra small to medium envelope. And like I said, I just was a little bit frustrated at the time that I was doing it. And so I set it to the side. But that's also a pattern that I really want to revisit. Now, if you saw my my video, I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, when I was talking about some of the plans that I had for this upcoming fall. I featured fabrics in that particular video. I also featured some patterns that I would like to mash up with those particular fabrics. And I haven't changed my mind on any of those. So one of the patterns that I definitely want to make is the mitosis, I think it's called, dress. And I'm going to be doing that in a collaboration as well. So that should be coming up in a couple of weeks. And I have actually made quite a few things on that list, but I just haven't had the time to take the pictures yet, and my husband's just been working a lot, so we just haven't really had the time to take the pictures of those things. So those pictures are coming soon, so stay tuned. So those are the things that I am thinking about revisiting in terms of the patterns. I don't want to put too much on my list in terms of like revisiting old patterns, just simply because I already have quite a few items that I have already planned for collaborations and things like that. And so those are the things that I'm really working on. But now that that is all said and done, and I told you some of the things that I want to do in terms of revisiting old patterns, I'm going to go ahead and show you a mini vlog of some of the things that I'm working on right now and give you some details on what I'm doing with those patterns. Okay, everyone, so now we're going to go ahead and switch views, and we are going to talk about some of the things that I am working on currently. So currently I'm working on the Butterick B6814, and this is a pattern that comes in regular sizes as well as plus sizes. So as you can see here, the envelope that I purchased is the 18W to the 24W. And you can also purchase this pattern in sizes 8 to 16 as well. Now, when I purchased this pattern, I was thinking about my biceps, and my biceps generally fall into the large category. And so if I don't want to do any bicep adjustments, I normally have to get the plus size patterns. When I purchased this pattern and I opened up the envelope and the pieces, I cut out the size 18W, and that was based on the finished measurements, and the finished bust measurements and waist measurements is 46 inches for the bust and 46 inches for the waist. So it's just basically a straight pattern, and that is quite large for my bust, but as you can see, it is a loose fitting garment. So I just took out 2 inches on the side. So that was a total of 4 inches for the left side and the right side. And I kind of graded so that way I didn't miss anything for the bicep area. So right now I am doing my second mock-up, and the second mock-up is out of a remnant fabric. It's a, let's see, this is a rayon crinkle challis fabric, I believe, and I purchased this from Joann Fabrics a long time ago, and it was in my stash. Like I said, it was a remnant. And so yeah, so this is my second attempt here, and as you can see here, I don't know, it's kind of blending into one another, but this is the neckline portion of it. Here I had to do a forward shoulder adjustment And even though I selected the size 18 for the pattern, and that is a plus size, 18W, and that's a plus size for the pattern, I still had to do a 1-inch bicep adjustment. And I knew that that was going to be a possibility. But here are the sleeves. So I'm working on that here. And because I had to do that forward shoulder adjustment and those adjustments, I also did that to my facing pieces as well. So here are the facing pieces. So they're ready to be sewn on. And yeah, so all of this here is all of this that I'm working on here is for this fabric here. And I don't know if you guys remember this fabric, but this is the fabric from Fabric Mart Fabrics. I was going to do a dress pattern with this, the butterick pattern. I can't remember what it was. I'll put it here, but I decided that it would be best for me to do a 2-piece. So I'm going to do a matching skirt and a matching top. So that's basically what I am working on right now. And I'm hoping to have this particular mock-up done today so that I could go ahead and start on this fabric here. So that's the first thing that I'm working on. Okay, so next I am working on this project here. This is actually a garment that I sewed up about 2 years ago, and it was a dress, and I'll pop the image here. But I have decided to make this a skirt, and I want to make a 2-piece out of this, or I should say I am making a 2-piece out of this. So what I did is so this was a dress, and this was the top portion of that dress. And I just basically cut it at the seams, and I removed the top portion, if I can get this open so you can see. So I removed this top portion of it. So this is the collar here. It had buttons going down the center front. As you can see, the buttonholes here. So I removed the buttons and I put those back in my stash, and I cut off the top portion. And this is the skirt portion. And what I did, I gathered the front and the back of the skirt, and I used this flat front band with an elastic back casing for the skirt part. And I use this pattern here because this has a flat front waistband and a elastic back casing here. So that's what I did for this project right here. And I am pleased to say that the side seams actually match pretty well. So I am really glad about that. And right now I just need to stitch the inside together so that the elastic stays in place. And I'm going to sew that up, and then I need to trim back some of this seam and serge that, and this project will be done. And then for the second part of the project, which is going to be for the top, I'm thinking about doing this top right here, which is the Simplicity 8918, and I'm thinking about doing this version here. I'm not quite for certain if I'm going to do this top or not. So I purchased 2 more yards of this beautiful fabric from fabric.com, and I think I only need 1.5 for this project. So I'm thinking about doing that for the matching top. I'm not quite for certain. If you have any ideas of other patterns that would probably look better than this pattern here for this outfit that I'm creating, let me know. But this is going to be one of my first fall outfits, and I'm really excited about it because it's just basically me just recreating a skirt pattern out of something that I've already made, and I'm really excited with how it's looking so far. I'm going to go ahead and put the pattern that I used to make the actual dress out of this up here so you can see what it looks like. Again, I don't remember the pattern number, but I will put that here so you can see the original pattern. It was a decent pattern, and I also did a pattern review of that as well. I'll make sure that I try to find the link and put that link in the description box below. So that's basically all that I have for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. If you did, please make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can receive notifications of all my videos when I post them. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, and I hope you all have a beautiful sewing week. Until next time, stay creative. Bye.